Oh, it's
Thank you, sweetie.
no.
Thank you.
Like that?
Yes, perfect. Thank you, sweetie. It was a biker.
Well, let's see what.
Well, we always have somebody going by even.
It's almost warmer,
Is it?
so we'll see. When the warmer is.
All right, well, let's push our seats back to the back of the chair. And put our hands on our thighs and go ahead and grab one of your blocks and put it under your feet. So that your feet are elevated just a little bit. Oh, good. And begin to relax. Oh, and move into your breath. Big inhalation through the nose. Widening the chest, widening the ribs. And exhale through the mouth. Letting everything out. And just coming into the present moment. Letting go of everything that's happened today so far. Letting go of any worries that you may have. And just coming to your breath, to your body right now. And as you do so, remember that this is always available to you at any time of the day. If you're upset with your spouse or your kids or your family or your friends or anybody.
Yourself.
What was that?
Or yourself.
Oh, yourself. Yes, definitely. We are yourself. You can come back to this place of quietness and deep breath and find refuge. It's always available to us. And so many times in our society, we look elsewhere. We look to shopping or eating or drinking or whatever to take the focus off. But coming to this still small space inside is really where our power is. Two more deep breaths in. And open your eyes, move your block aside and come up to the front of your chair. So your seat is at the front. Roll the shoulders back. Have the feet a little bit wider than hip distance, not quite to Goddess legs, but a little bit wider. Slide the right hand inside the right thigh. Slide it down, bring the left hand up and over. And bring your gaze up towards the ceiling. Big twist side body. Inhale and come back up. Now the other side. Left hand down at the inside of the left thigh. Right hand up and follow it with your gaze. Notice the difference between the sides. And come back up. With your hands on your thighs, bring the right shoulder over to the left knee and twist. And back up. And now the left shoulder to the right knee and look over the right shoulder. And back up. Couple deep breaths here at the top. We're lucky to have this space to come to be slow and to breathe. A lot of people don't take this time. Go ahead and roll the shoulders up towards the ears and roll them back, opening the chest up. Listen to any little crackling noises your spine's making. Come forward again with the shoulders. Bring them up to the ears and back. And down. And forward and up to the ears and back. And down. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So you're going to bring them to the back, sliding them back, shoulder blades together, up to the ears and forward. Let your breath out when you come forward. And back again, shoulders back, open the chest, up to the ears, roll them forward, out with the breath, and down. Place your arms inside the opposite elbows. And lean forward into a seated forward fold. Feel this in the thighs, stretching in the lower back. Go ahead and drop the hands down to the mat. Right hand under the face. Swing the left hand up and overhead. Follow it with your gaze. Big side stretch here. And exhale back down. Left hand down, right hand up and over and down. Both hands on the ground. Tuck the chin into the chest. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Come to your palms. Big forward fold. Exhale, release, and come up very slowly with the spine to a full seated position. Go ahead and extend the feet out, heels into the mat, dig them into the rubber. Walk the fingers down, supported, seated, forward fold. Notice how you are compared to where you were last week. Are you going a little further? Are you tighter? Maybe you can't reach as far as you did. I know right now I'm not reaching as far as I did last week. Did too much gardening this weekend. I'm stiff. Notice your body. Notice the difference. No judgment. Nothing's right or wrong. Just notice where you are. Go ahead and inhale up. Bring the feet to the side of the mat. Clasp the chair with your hands and rotate back and forth, opening the hips, windshield wipering. And keeping them out there wide. Go ahead and bring the arms up to goddess pose. Chest is forward, chin is high, hands are open. We're going to satellite everything to the right. Flip over the right shoulder and back to center and to the left and back to center. One more time, over to the right. Take it all the way back. Get that elbow back behind you. Twist that torso back to center. And to the left, all the way. And back to center. Go ahead and drop the arms, shake them out. Bring the left arm up, hook it with the right, and bring it across the body. Stretch out that shoulder. Big breath into it. Breathe into the shoulder. And come and bring it overhead. Touch yourself in the back and bring the left elbow back just a little bit further. Extend both the arms out in front. Now the right arm goes across the body. You're stretching it with the left. I am feeling my shot. I'm so happy, you guys. I have more range of motion than I did have. And bring it up and over and push back. Nice.
You perfect yet?
It's not back to 100%, but look how much further I can go.
Wow.
Before, yeah, it's been 10 days. It's 90 days before it's 100%, but yeah, it's definitely better and it doesn't hurt, which is the best part.
Right.
And then go ahead and come forward into a forward fold. Drop the top of the head down, hands on the floor. Really concentrate on stretching out the back here. So we do this a lot of times and we don't really pay attention. I'm going to ask you guys to bring your attention to the root chakra, to your base, in between the legs, the root chakra, and it's on the chair. And then going from there to your yellow chakra, which is the belly. Let that release. Just concentrate on releasing it.
That's going to bring your shoulders closer to the floor. And then you're coming up just a bit to the middle of the torso. Again, let it release into the floor. So you're going to feel more of a stretch through the legs as the torso drops in between. Let your head drop. Let your heart chakra drop, which is the green chakra. Let your throat chakra drop, which is where we find your voice. Let your third eye chakra drop, which is the one on your forehead. And finally, on top of your head, the indigo chakra, let that drop towards the floor. Let everything just come forward with no effort. Try to not have any effort here. Everything just release. And then bring your gaze to your hands and roll up very slowly, bringing all of those things into balance very slowly.
It's kind of exciting that they've been doing these exact same stretches that we are doing today on a Tuesday morning in the North Valley of Albuquerque. They've been doing these same stretches for 5,000 years. It's kind of exciting that we are tapping into that. Go ahead and bring your left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Bring your right hand over the chair and twist. Raise the chest up high. Don't let it collapse. Look back over the shoulder. Release and come back to center. Now the right hand goes to the outside of the left thigh, and the left arm goes back over the chair. And look over it. And come back to center. Go ahead and place the hands on the thighs. Drop the chin down to the chest. Roll it over to the right. Bring the chin down to the center. Roll it over to the left. Bring the chin down to center again to the right. And chin to center and to the left. And bring it up. Look over your right shoulder. And back to center. And over your left shoulder. And back to center. And go ahead and grab your block. We're going to hold it between our hands on the outside and bring it up above the body. And come over to the right. Stretching out the left side of the body. And back up to center. And over to the left, stretching out the right side of the body now. And back up to center. Bring the chest, bring the block to the chest. Push it out in front. Rotate it around to the right. And bring it back to the center slowly. And to the left, all the way around. Stretching out the right shoulder. And to the center. We're going to do that again. Bring it up overhead. Big exhalation. Bring it over to the right. Look up under the left arm. And back up to center. And over to the left. Looking under the right arm. And back up to center. And bring it down to chest height. And swing it around all the way to the right. Looking over your right shoulder. And back to center. And all the way to the left. Looking over your left shoulder. And back to center. Beautiful. Go ahead and drop it forward. Come into a forward fold. Hands on top of the block. Drop the top of the head down. Go ahead and roll the torso up. Hands on the thighs. Come up on the right. Follow the foot and drop it. And down. Follow the foot and drop it. And right. And down. And left. And down, and alternate right, left, right, left, right, left, both down, push on top of the knees and bring both of the heels up. Chest comes forward, shoulders come back. And down. Again, both the heels come up. And down. Go ahead and scoot your glutes back on the chair. Move the block to the side. Grab a hold of the chair on both sides for security. Lift the right leg up, point it out, and flex. Send that heel towards the wall opposite you. Really push. And point. And flex. And point. And flex. And point. And bring it down. And now the left side up. Point. Flex. Really send that heel out. And point. And flex. And point. And flex. And point. And bring it down. Now we're going to do both legs. Go ahead and get comfortable in your chair. Push your back against the back. Hold on to the sides. Bring both of them up and point out really hard with the toes and flex really hard. Send those heels out strongly. And point. And flex. And point. And flex. And point really hard. And flex really hard. And point. And bring them down. It's amazing what we can do with our legs just seated. That really does increase the strength in your thighs doing that. Go ahead and bring your weight forward onto the chair. Grab a hold of the sides. I'm going to ask you to push down with your palms onto the chair and lift your glutes up off the chair if you can. You don't need to have much air here, just a half an inch is all you need. And bring it down. Big breath in. Exhale. And push with the palms and come up. Push down with the heels into your mat. Push down with the shoulders. And bring the weight down onto the chair. Roll those shoulders back, bring the chest forward. One more time. Push down with the palms, bring the glutes up off the chair. And release everything down. Slide back into your seat, into a comfortable seated position. Bring the hands onto the lap, one palm over the other. And just rest for a moment. This is a big part of yoga, just being present where you are, noticing what do you feel like right now? Do you have any discomfort in your body? Is there any joint that's talking to you, anything out of alignment? Are your lungs working well? Are you bringing air in at a comfortable pace? Is your mind overactive? That seems to be a constant in our society. If you can shut the mind down just a little bit, just 50% of its usual chatter and activity, that brings you to a beautiful yoga practice. If you can just bring it down 50%, close it down. Any judgment of your poses, any judgment of your breath, of how strong you are, of who didn't come, who did come, just let all that go and just be here. Go ahead and bring your soles of your feet to the ground. And I'm going to ask you to drop your hands to the side and bring your chest forward onto your legs. So you're in a forward fold, seated forward fold. Hands on the ground. Go ahead and make fists with your hands. Bring the elbows up to the side. Bring the hands up next to the shoulders and drop them down. This is a back exercise. This is strengthening the back. Again, bring up, elbows up, fists to the side and down. Again, inhale the hands up. And let them down to the ground slowly, don't let them flop.
One more time, hands up. And then down. Release the fingers, open the hands, come up to a seated position.
Dropping the right hand down to the side, bring the left hand up and over. Follow with your gaze and do a big opening stretch on the left side. Exhale, bring it all down. Drop that left hand down, right hand, palm comes up. Follow it with your gaze. Big stretch to the right. Oh. Feel it all the way down to the hips. And back to center. Again, drop that right hand down, left palm turns upward, swings out and up, and you follow it with your gaze. And bring it back down. Right palm faces upward, up, out, and over. And release it back down. Let's do shoulder rolls again. Bring the shoulders forward, up to the ears and back. Hopefully there's less noise this time. Forward, up, and back. And now back, up, and forward. And back, up, and forward. Good. We're going to come down onto the floor. Go ahead and come to your mat and bring your legs up onto the chair. Bring your hands out to the side with the back of the hands onto the floor. So you're kind of in a T shape with the arms. Back of the head's on the floor. Calves of the legs are on the chair. So this is a very mild inversion. So what happens in inversions is our energy, our chi, and the fluids in our body, our blood, and all the other liquids that we have, come down into the torso. So this will be an energizing pose once we get up. Everything is coming down into the torso, feeding the kidneys, feeding the liver, feeding the heart and the lungs, and the pancreas and all the stuff we've got going on in our torso. See if you can feel that. Just stop and notice. With your legs up on the chair and then your body on the ground. See if you can feel the benefits of this slight inversion. It's not the same as when we do a handstand or a headstand or even legs up the wall. Those are a little more extreme. But even so, all the energy from your body is coming back to the torso in this pose. And see if you can feel that. See if you can notice it. You should feel energized when this is all done.
I feel we have more blood running into our
Do you feel it?
head. Yeah.
You feel it? Good, good, yeah. Yeah, it makes us smarter, definitely. Go ahead and raise the hands up overhead so they're above the chest. Pushing the palms towards the ceiling. Pushing the bottom of the hand towards the ceiling. Bring them back out to the side. Touch the pinky to the floor and bring them back up above you. Again, send them back out to the sides, touching the pinky to the floor, just tapping it and bringing it above you. One more time, out to the side, touching the pinkies to the floor and above you. Push the heels of the hand towards the ceiling. Give the ceiling a high five. Now you're going to bend the elbows, bring the hands down so they're almost touching the shoulders. Back of the arms are touching the floor, and push up like you're doing a push up against the ceiling. Bring it down so the hands come to the shoulders, the triceps come to the ground, and push up again. Going slowly like this, you don't have to have weights. Go ahead and bring the hands down again to the shoulders, triceps to the ground, and push up. Going slowly, you don't have to have weight. You're still taxing the muscles. Go ahead and clasp the hands together so the fingers are interlaced. Bring the hands above the head, tap the floor above the head, stretching the shoulders out, and bring it up above you. So the hands are at chest level. Again, exhale. Bring the hands to the floor above you. And exhale, bring it up above. One more time. Exhale, bring those hands overhead, stretching the shoulders out, tapping the thumbs on the floor, and bring it above. Go ahead and release the hands, bring them down to the side, press the palms into the floor, out away from your hips. Bring the balls of your feet to the back of the chair. And we're going to do a little mini bridge pose. So I'm going to ask you to raise the hip bones up towards the ceiling, push back on the chair. It's not a complete bridge, but just bring the hips up a little bit. Stretching the lower back. And release, bring it all back down. One more time. Exhale, send the knees up towards the ceiling. Send the hips up towards the ceiling. So your weight's on your shoulders, not on your neck. Exhale, bring it back down. Feel free to push through those hands on the side for more support. One more time. Hips come up towards the ceiling. Knees come towards the wall opposite you. The weight's on the back of your shoulders. And bring it back down. Good job. Go ahead and rest the entire back on the floor. Melt it into the ground. Bring the right knee into the chest and hug it really tight. And release it back onto the chair. Bring the left knee into the chest, hug it really tight. And bring it back onto the chair. Again, with the right knee into the chest. This time go even closer, even harder. Stretch that hip joint out. Oof. And bring it back to the chair. And left side, bring the knee in really tight. Oh. It releases a lot of stress doing this. And let it back up under the chair. Bring the hands out to the side with the palms facing upward. Roll the shoulders back onto the floor. Open the top side of the body. If you need to, lift the hips up, drop the back onto the floor so it's completely in contact with the floor. Don't let any space between the spine and the floor. Feel the gravity pushing on your shoulder blades, pushing them into the ground, pushing the palms of the hand into the ground, pushing the elbows into the ground. Feel gravity pushing the calves of the legs onto the seat of the chair. This is something you can do when you wake up in the morning in bed. Just concentrate on gravity. What it feels like against the top side of your body, pushing everything down. Something we feel all day long, but we often don't take time just to notice, which is half of what yoga is. It's just stopping and taking time to notice.
Time to smell the roses.
I know, exactly. Exactly.
I think that's one of the advantages of getting older, is you recognize the value in taking time to do things like that. When you're young, you're too busy, you've got too much going on. But as you get older, it's
You're a lot slower too.
yeah, it's good. I think it's a beautiful part of life. I wouldn't go back to being 21 for anything in the world. Go ahead and point the toes of the feet. Bring the right foot up and point it towards the ceiling. And bring it back down to the chair. Point the left toes and bring them up, point it towards the ceiling. Bring the belly muscles in tight and bring it back to the chair. Go ahead, right toes point up towards the ceiling. And down. Pushing the lower back into the ground. Left toes pointed towards the ceiling. And down. Now flex your feet so the heel is pushing out really hard. Go ahead and bring that flexed right foot up towards the ceiling. Push that heel up towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg and bring it back down. Left foot, push that heel towards the ceiling. Really push. Stretch out through the hip and bring it back down. Right foot, heel goes up towards the ceiling. Push out, raise up the hip, bring some strength to it, and bring it back down. Left foot, heel goes towards the ceiling. Push, 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 push. Rest both the calves on the chair. Bring the soles of the feet together. Bring the knees out to the side. So you're in cobbler's pose here on your chair. Open the groin. Bring your hands to the outside of the hips and push the flesh of the legs away from the hips, creating some space in the hip joint. Feel the release. Release with the hands, bring the knees together, bring the calves to the top of the chair. Bring your hands out to the side with the palms facing upward. And I'm going to ask you to raise the shoulders up and roll them back so the shoulder blades are actually coming down the spine in the back. And you're opening the rib cage, opening the chest. See how dramatic you can make that motion. How big you can make the opening at the top of the body. Also pay attention to the lower part of the back. If you're starting to arch up and you've got a space between your spine and the floor, raise the hips up, tuck them under, lower that bottom part of the spine down onto the floor. So now your shoulder blades are against the floor, the bottom of the spine is against the floor, the back is completely supported. The palms are facing upward towards the ceiling. The knees are probably open. Maybe the soles of the feet are together. And as you breathe, push the breath back into the shoulder blades. Push the breath back so your back is more connected with the floor. Everything is melting into the ground. Feel the back of your arms melting into the ground, the back of your hands, your shoulder blades, the waist, the kidneys, all pushing into the ground. Feel the gravity pushing against the shoulder blades on the top of the body. Feel the gravity pushing into the face. Let the muscles of your face relax and fall towards the mat. Let the fingers just curl up on the hands, just no effort required. And begin to think how much effort you can let go of in your body. Are you holding
the hands a certain way, or you holding the torso a certain way, or you may be holding your feet up a certain way. Let everything go. Let it just relax into the ground. Deepen your breath. Let your cage rise up and let it fall. Once again, big inhalation into the lungs and out. Let everything fall. I'll come around and give you a little push on the shoulders to help. But concentrate on all of your energy going into the ground. All of your energy releasing. No effort. Probably the only time today when you don't have to have energy. So my theme for this week is relating to others with purity and harmony. So many times the stress that we feel in life is in our relations with other people. They're not doing what we think they should do. They're not doing the pace we think they should do it at. And we're placing our happiness outside ourselves on what other people are doing or not doing, which always leads to discomfort within ourselves. So simply look with a pure heart, not for reasons, no explanations. And that way you will smash the ball of doubt. That's a Zen saying. Practicing asanas and pranayama, your poses and your breathing, regularly helps to break down old unhelpful patterns, both physical and mental, allowing space for a clearer perception unbiased by conditioned responses. Bring this pure, unburdened state of mind into your relations with others, and you're likely to transform personal dynamics, whether with colleagues, friends, or family. Lake meditation. Sit comfortably with your spine upright and close your eyes. Visualize your mind as a deep lake and view passing thoughts as ripples on the surface of the water. Now dip beneath the surface to the depths where the water is calm. Breathe in the peace and stillness of these depths. Then open your eyes in the knowledge that this still place is always inside. Only once you meditate every day will the mind really start to feel clearer. This is set aside 12 minutes. I have found that 3 minutes every morning, if you just set your timer for 3 minutes and meditate, makes a difference in your day. Just taking the time to stop and still the mind and clear it and focus on your breath will change your life. The yogic way of becoming more pure in your reactions to others is simple. Always try to take a step back mentally from the dramas in your life. This keeps you still and focused and stops you being washed away on waves of emotion. As a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, so the mind dwelling on even one of the senses carries away the intelligence. That's from the Bhagavad Gita, 400 years before Christ. They were doing what we're doing today.
Go ahead and bring your legs off the chair and roll over onto your right side, giving your liver a nice little massage on the right. Maybe tweak the hips back and forth, increasing that massage on the liver, which works so hard for us, clearing out all the debris and the toxins in our system when we take it for granted. Bring your knees up close to your chest into a nice fetal position, safe position, pushing the chair away. And when you're ready, come up to a seated, comfortable position. Bring the hands to the heart center. Push the thumbs into your chest and feel how calm and how centered you are, having spent an hour on yourself, on your mental and physical well-being, on your spiritual well-being. And we're so lucky to have such a beautiful spot to do this in, down by